Okay, so good morning, all of you. Uh, am I audible? Can anyone please confirm from online? Okay, thanks. Okay, let me share my screen now. Okay, so far everything is clear. Azure. So in today class, we can focus load balancer auto scaling concepts in Azure. Okay. Okay. So let's take username here. Okay. Let's go to VNet first. I'm creating a one VNetwork, virtual network, then subnets, then servers, then load balancer, then auto scaling. So auto scaling concept is in Azure VMSS. Virtual Mission Scale Set name is auto scaling name. Okay. So let's try to understand first. I'm creating a VNet here. So name I'm giving. NSG is clear, right, everyone? What happened? ASG, Application Security Group. Have you tried? Working fine, huh? Okay. Great then. Yeah. So I'm taking here Central US. You can take East US also, no problem. Keep as is. And next, IP address is 10.0.0.0.16. You can keep and subnet. It will okay. I'll create later subnet. Network. Next, create. After create VNet, I can create a subnet and then I can launch VM and then we can configure load balancer concepts. Okay. Subnet. Custom subnet 1. I'm giving a name. So I'm creating a default outbound access. You can test private and all. Okay, already we know, right? So NAT gateway also I'm not configuring. You can try NAT gateway. Guess, okay, let me create first. Subnet I'm creating. Anyone interested to give a session on Azure, any concept? For example, in previous batch, also I have given opportunity for Azure and GCP, especially already we have a knowledge in AWS, right? With help of that knowledge, are you going to explore any option in Azure and give? For example, in previous batch, one person given Azure IAM, one person is given Azure storage, I mean S3 alternate, one person given RDS alternate. If anyone interested, take your time. Just if you're okay, you can take one session, online and offline also. Okay. Yeah, your wish. Just I'm giving just opportunity. If anyone want to utilize, you can. Okay, take your own time, no problem. Just explore. For example, Azure IAM is there. You can explore with help of AWS knowledge, AWS IAM. You can give. Or simple service if you want to give Azure storage, alternate for AWS S3. Like this, you can give. Virtual mission. I'm creating a virtual mission now. So give VM name, custom VM1, East US, any availability zone is fine. And image Ubuntu. Password I'm taking better. Azure user. I'm allowing 22 port, disks 8 GB, networking. Already VNet created, right? So select VNet, select existing subnet. So if it is a public, you can enable public IP. This VM is public. And review and create. Now create. So it's creating. You can see here. Okay. Let's check now VM also created. So whenever you can create a VM with basic permissions, one NSG will create, one NIC card also will create, right? NIC card is interface between network attachments to your VM. Okay. So let's go to VM. Virtual machine is there here. Let's connect this VM. You can take here. Public IP 10, 10, okay. 2062.195. Okay. Let's connect this VM now. SSH Azure user 2062 195.32. Okay. Yeah. So let's switch to sudo. Okay. So apt update -y first. So this subnet having a default outbound access, that means it is using internet gateway. So able to get internet from external any packages. If it is a private VM, if you disable public IP while creating a private VM, if you place a subnet where outbound has not routed, then you need to give a NAT gateway. Clear? These two statements. Okay. Now apt install nginx -y. Okay. So systemctl start nginx and enable nginx. Yeah, you can take a public IP of the VM. So I'm unable to access, right? Why? Very good. So my NSG, VM attached NSG, you can go to directly NSGs. So VM attached NSG having only one inbound rule, that to creating time only SSH20 to enable. Let's enable now. So here you can give HTTP. If HTTP is not there, directly I can give AT. Yeah, there. Okay. So any, or if you can give specific IP also. Name, LOAT. Okay. You can refresh. Okay. It's working fine. So your target is clear now. Server is clear. So let's understand configuration of load balancer and etc. So guys, in Azure, like AWS, we have a application load balancer, network load balancer concept is there, right? So in Azure also we have a same kind of concepts. We have a application gateway for application load balancer for AWS equivalent, network load balancer which is equal to just normal load balancer. AWS we have a application load balancer, network load balancer. So in Azure also same process we have application gateway which is equivalent to application load balancer in AWS and just load balancer which is equal to network load balancer in Azure. Okay. And we have a in AWS target group, right? Where we can add a targets. So in Azure, we have a this name is backend pool. Backend pool. Okay. Let's try to understand now. So load balancer, application gateway. So you can just type in application gateway. You can see, yeah, application gateway. So application gateways is the application load balancer. Just load balancer is the network load balancer. So application gateway, just click on create application gateway. Application gateway for containers, application gateway for servers, VM based workloads. So select your subscription, select your resource group, and application gateway name you can give custom app something, and region you can give same region where your VNet and all exist. And understand very important thing here. In AWS, load balancer is completely managed by AWS. That too, the number of requests application load balancer can accept any number of requests. The reason application load balancer in AWS is scalable, automatically scalable. If 100 requests, 1000 requests, million requests, billion requests, completely scalable. Load balancer load can accept any number of requests. That completely managed by AWS. For example, already we discussed, right? You can take a one reverse proxy server. You can use like a load balancer also. But the reverse proxy server is limited. It's not unlimited request can accept based on the reverse proxy server configuration, CPU RAM. Same AWS also giving load balancer, the background, they follow this kind of process only. But they're giving the load balancer concept, the background, they're maintaining multiple servers as a reverse proxy servers and giving a scalable. So unlimited scalable they are giving in AWS. There is no limit. It will, most of the request it can accept load balancer. But when come to Azure, we have to define here limit, minimum maximum limit. So if you give 100, for example, this is not auto scaling group. This is for load balancer scalability. I'm explaining load balancer scaling. If you give 0 and 100, automatically load balancer can scale up to 100 counties. So that accept more requests. If you give 10, able to scale up to 10 only. So later it will not accept any traffic. But this area in AWS is unlimited. You no need to define load balancer scalability concept. But Azure we have to mention load balancer auto scaling, how many servers required. This is for load balancer only. Okay. Let me show you here. In AWS load balancer, and this is target group. I'm taking AWS VM. Clear now? So this scalability taking care by auto scaling group. Come on. Okay. And this load balancer. Okay. And you can understand here. I'm taking number of users. So number of requests increasing here. We're always talking about this servers area only. Scale up, scale down and all. But this first all requests will hit to where? Load balancer. First load balancer can accept all the requests, right? So load balancer also background AWS to manage the auto scaling group for the load balance scalability purpose. But this is completely taken care by AWS. Clear? So load balancer automatically scalable n number of requests here. So this is going to be send traffic to target group. This load has to be handled this servers. So auto scaling group create a servers. Same concept in Azure. But the thing is, hmm, but in Azure, auto scaling group also there here. But you no need to configure anything, just you need to confirm required or not this. So here you have to select number of servers, this load balancer scalability purpose, 0, 10, 1 and all. But this action AWS is completely managed. But in Azure, we have to define your load balancer is able to handle how many requests and all by selecting this number of servers. Default set point is 0 to 10 always. And this EC2s are VMs. Clear na? So this area is VMSS. Auto scaling group. VMSS. This is the logo. Okay. And this load balancer name is application gateway. In Azure. Okay. And this target group name is backend pool. And this is target group. Clear till here? Everyone? Okay. Okay, let's get started now. Practically we can understand. So already here we are here. So now you can see first step is application gateway creation process. You have to choose enable auto scaling required or not for auto load balancer. Yes, then 0 to 10, minimum 0, max 10. Okay, next. Now front end network, virtual network. So which region? Wrong region I have selected. Now you can see your virtual network. Okay. And subnet. And very important point here. In AWS, we have to give minimum 2 subnets. That to public for external load balancer, right? But here we don't have any public subnet concept, right? Only public IP concept. But in Azure, guys, if you want to create application gateway, you have to give dedicated subnet. Understand? It will not take existing subnet. Already mine one subnet is there, right? But it is not taking. See, subnet must only have application gateway. So dedicated subnet required for application gateway in Azure. In Azure. Okay. So let's create manage subnet configurations. I'm creating a one more subnet for dedicated for Azure load balance application load balancer. Subnet purpose. I think here. Okay, they haven't given here. Give here app gateway. Clear or not? Okay. So now you no need to enable anything here. Just you can add. That's it. Go back to step now. Oh, this will be discard. I supposed to open new tab. Anyway, just give here app gateway. See, application gateway load balance, application gateway load balance subnet automatically selected here. Two subnets are there, but it is taking one subnet only. Why? Another subnet already using for one server, right? Dedicated subnet required for application gateway. Empty subnet required. Simple, I can say. Clear not till here? This is load balancer configuration and purpose. Okay. Front end. Front end means what here? Let me tell you. So this here to here is front end configurations. I mean, it's a terminology for the Azure. Okay. Front end. Back end means here load balancer to servers is the back end, right? Client point of view, front end is what? Load balancer only, right? Yes. So this should be public or private. Front end should be accessible. Public, right? So definitely load balancer required public access, right? Definitely this load balancer required public IP, right? But in AWS, two public subnets. But in Azure, public IP. Everything is public IP, right? Not subnet. Go to front end. See, front end IP address type, public or private or both, we have to choose public. So this is now external load balancer, right or not? If I choose private, this is internal load balancer. That's it. But in AWS, external means two public subnets, internal means two private subnets. Okay. So IP should be available for load balancer, right or not? So I don't have any IP. I have only one IP. This is already allocated for one public VM. So then in this case, you can create a one more IP for load balancer. Clear the front end configuration, just only how you are going to give access end users to load balancer. I'm giving here IP. So in load balancer, we'll get DNS name, right? Here we will get only public IP to access load balancer. Clear na? Okay. Next. Next is what? Backend. Backend means what here? Where to where? Here to here complete front end and here to here backend. Okay. Let's go to backend. So backend pool means what? Target group. In AWS target group, in Azure backend pool. Okay. Let's add a backend pool here. Give a backend pool name. I'm giving here. You can give any name your wish. So now my backend is what, guys? Servers, right? My target group contains the servers. Target group contains containers. Same here also backend pool contains the servers. So select here what type of workloads? Virtual machines. So which virtual machine here? This one. Clear or not? My VM is one only, right? So you can ignore this. Okay. Only one VM is there for my backend. Clear or not? Okay. Add. See, target is only one. This target contains only one VM. But multiple VMs, how to add it? That will be auto scaling group concept, right? Auto scaling group create a multiple VMs into same backend pool, same target group in AWS, right or not? Next, backend, my backend added. My backend is what? Here, my backend pool is VM. Clear na? Done. Next. Now configurations. So listener rules in AWS load balancer. Listener rules are there na, path-based routing, host-based routing, different port listeners and all. So front end is what now? Public IP. Already selected, right? Backend pool is what? Custom backend. Now, on which and what conditions this request should redirecting here based on the routing rules. So we already had a multiple routing rules, right? Path-based routing rules and all. So click on routing rule. If whoever access this public IP request is going to be redirecting through this rule to backend pool. So I'm creating a rule name is, you can give any rule, backend rule, something. Priority, you can give anything, no problem. So listeners in sorry, in AWS load balancer, we have a listeners, right? Default listener is what? HTTP 80. If certificate is there, HTTPS 443. You can add multiple listeners also. 81, 82, 83 also load balancer AWS time. Okay. So listener name I'm giving default listener for easily recognize. If it is a default listener, space there. No? Okay. If it is a default listener should take public IP and redirecting into HTTP protocol on port 80. Clear or not till here? So next is what? Listener is what? HTTP 80 only as of now. And backend target is what? If whoever access front end IP to HTTP 80 and request redirecting into backend pull backend target, right or not? My backend pull backend target is what? Custom backend, right? Already created right before. Hmm. Backend settings. So settings also important. So in target group inside we have a settings, right? Target group inside in the advanced sections, healthy threshold, fail threshold, delay, some set points are there, na? Those settings here. So select a setting, backend settings. So you can better to keep as is, no need to do anything here. Okay. Till here clear now everyone? Add. So now understand here. Backend pool is what? Where we can add a target. Front end is what? Where we can add a external communication. It's a public IP. Now, friend, routing rules are what? Whoever access this IP, how the request will be redirecting. So end user request will access through, end user request will come through HTTP protocol 80, right? Then that should be redirecting into backend pool. Okay. So you can click on manage backend settings. You can add multiple rules also, guys. You can see here. So here only you can see host name. Okay, okay. Okay. So now you can see add a different routing rule. Add a different routing rule. Guys, here if you want to add a second rule. Okay. So in AWS also load balancer time, we can add a multiple rules, right? Path based routing, header based routing, something we can give. This is default routing, but default routing redirecting into default backend pool only. So you can add a multiple path based routings also while creating a backend pool. I'll show you next time. I will repeat second time also this is, and go to tags now. If you want, you can add tags, review and create. Clear na? Load balancer configuration process. I'll show one more time, nothing to worry. If required. It's creating now. It will take some time here. Deployment is in progress. Still creating, huh? It will take some time. Load balancer configuration. Still creating. So please prepare notes to understand Azure. Okay, differences. Just while practicing time, understand first what is the difference AWS and Azure and write in your understandable way. That will help to easily recap Azure services. Otherwise, you may forget completely. Definitely. Still creating. Okay. Yeah. Let's go and check now. Oh, still. You can see here, still app gateway is creating. You can click on app gateway. Okay, wait, deployment is in progress. Okay. Meanwhile, we have a service, Azure DNS. Okay. It's a kind of Route 53. So still load balance is creating, right? Deployment is in progress. We can focus here. DNS Jones. Okay. So DNS Jones is there na here? Create a DNS zone. Same Route 53 alternate. So name I'm giving here. My domain, same like a Route 53. Review and create DNS zone. This is kind of Route 53 public hosted zone, private hosted zone concept. Yeah, application gateway also success. Go to resources. So this is my DNS. Same. We got already 4 server records. See, same like a Route 53. So take these records and update into your domain where you register. Second one, third one, and take fourth one. Save. In AWS default plural site giving default Route 53, right? But in Azure it's not giving. We can use our own DNS. Refresh, check, updated or not. For updating your name servers, refresh, check to update. Yeah. So NS104, you can go and check. Yeah, updated. Okay. So let's go to now application gateway created already that one also. You can go and check. Application gateways. Yeah. You can open it. So how to access public IP of the application gateway? But in Azure, sorry, in AWS, we will get a DNS, right? Host name. Here we will get only IP. This is Azure public IP. Application gateway public IP. Clear na? Welcome to Nginx. So this is not server public IP, application gateway public IP. Front end IP we configured right before front end IP. That is application gateway IP. Clear na? So now you can check settings here. You can see the configurations what you did here. Configurations. Yeah. So we have enabled auto scaling for load balancer 0 to 10. And next web application firewall. Next backend pool. So backend pool, how many targets are there? One backend target only. Even you can check. And you can check backend one rule only associated backend settings. So these are the backend settings. So I just give the default settings I only have given. I haven't given any different settings here. Okay. You can check background health checks also. How many servers are there? Only one server is there. See, out of one is healthy. Okay. Clear now? Okay. Like this, we can check listeners. I have only created one listener only. That to redirecting into 80 port. You can add one more listener if you want. Different port number 81 something to redirecting. 81 you can give. So whoever access Azure front end IP plus 81 request is redirecting like this. Clear not till here? Let's go to rules. Only one, my end only one rule is there. I haven't created any routing path-based routing rules. If you want, you can create a path-based routing rule also. Rule name you can give rule 2, for example. Priority. Listener, you should select same listener. Redirection. So now you can see here path-based routing. If you want to give path-based routing, you can select here. See which path that should be redirecting into which target name. Understand? Backend pool name. So like that you can select and you can do path-based routing if you want. Just explore. Very easily you can understand. Clear till here? Any questions from anyone? Application gateway, any questions? Let's go to DNS now. So go to here. So this is my DNS now, right? I can create a record sets now. A type record, alias record, and Route 53 like that. So record set, add record. So if you want to add any subdomain, you can add. Otherwise, you can keep same this one only. And now I'm going to redirecting into which type of record, alias record, for example. So Azure resources, which resource? App gateway. So already see here we are able to see list of things. App gateway. Or you can add a VM1 also. VM1 automatically selected here. Resource name. So I'm giving a app gateway address. Add. Done. So now I can access my domain name also. So like instead of accessing my IP of the Azure app gateway. So now you can access. Online.in. It will take maybe time, or it is take HTTP only. Yeah. It will take some time after update the record. It's a possible way. So you can also test online team anyone. Give this domain viraonline.in. Okay. Wait for some time. Definitely it works. No doubt. So refresh and I can check. Record created already, but TTL I have given more time. You're in working, huh? Okay. Let's try my end also. Yeah, working. Okay. So like this, we can map DNS also. See, it's a equivalent to Route 53. Okay. So today our task is same process you can implement end-to-end private network. Okay. Create a one private VM, connect through bash and host, deploy application, and create a application gateway, backend pool, front end and configurations. And after that, same server inside, create one directory, Nginx installer HTTP inside. That directory inside you can add one another content. So create one more backend pool, path-based routing. Just I'm saying path-based routing, give a second path. You can test this too. And after that, you can route inside the Azure hosted zones, DNS zones. So host your domain and redirecting into your application gateway. This is what you want to do today. Clear? If required, I'll share the document, but you can try first, please. My document already ready with screenshots, but you can try explore the option. Then I'll share that. Okay. Okay. And next we have a 15 minutes of time. So DNS also, if you are interested, you can explore same policies. In Route 53, we have a policies, right? Latency based routing policy. Same policies here also there. You can explore. So the service name is, so in Azure, the main problem with Azure is multiple services are there in the different names. So the hierarchy, I mean, if you can see Azure DNS, uh, see Azure DNS front end app, Azure DNS manager resolver. There's these different, they are maintaining different services. But in AWS, once you go to Route 53, we have different modules. But here, everything is maintaining as a different services. For example, Route 50, RDS is there. Once you open RDS, you can see they are only MySQL, they are only MariaDB and everything. But here again, Azure PostgreSQL different service, Azure MySQL different service. Like this, they will split all the modules into as a service. So definitely will get a confusions by searching options here. So take care. DNS zone, I think name. DNS zone. See again, if you want to create a private hosted zone, you can go to this service again. Understand? But AWS, it's not like that, right? If you go to Route 53, there you can see public hosted zone, private hosted zone. Only DNS zone is a public hosted zone. Explicitly mentioned private DNS zone is a private DNS zone. See, this is the problem with Azure. And that too, every 3-4 months, they will update the service names, the background things, literally hectic process with Azure. Okay. Let's go to VMSS. How to create VMSS? It will, I think, time is okay. Let's try. Go to VM. So, guys, in AWS auto scaling group, if you want to create first, you have to create a AMI, custom AMI, and launch template and auto scaling group. This is the hierarchy, right? Let's go to here. There is an option, capture image option is there. Na? From the VM, this VM, whatever content I have deployed, same content I want for the different servers, multiple servers, which is creating by VMSS. Clear na? Now, let's create a capture. image. So we have to create some compute gallery here. Custom something name you can give. Okay. Next, target VM image definition. Image definition also we have to give here. Custom image definition. So, okay. So you have to select the version of the image also. Multiple images we can create different. I mean, launch template it will support, but here you have to mention version 0.01 one I'm giving. End of life also you can mention automatically it will be deleted. Okay. Let's try to create validation done. Create image. Okay. It's creating. So let's go to VMSS. Okay. So let's try to understand the options what and all we there in the VMSS inside. Click and create. VMSS name you can give. East US. So I'm selecting all zones. I mean, this VMSS create VM into any one of the zone. Okay. And orchestration mode, flexible or uniform. Flexible means, I mean, balance. In a auto scaling group, there is a balanced option is there. Na? 4 servers want to create 2 in 1 availability zone, 2 in 1 availability zone. Like this. Uniform means optimized for large scale stateless workloads. Flexible means highly availability scale. Highly availability means what? VMS is not supposed to create servers into same agent always. It will use multiple agents. So you can use flexible. Next, scaling mode. Definitely manually update is not it's not manual update, right? Dynamically. So which type of scaling policies you want? Automatic scale, CPU metrics, schedule based. So then in this case, auto scaling, scaling based on CPU metrics on any schedule. Okay. So if you want to configure, you need to click on this. Click on it. So now you can see already here default condition is there. Default condition is what? 2, 22, 80%, 20%. The meaning is what here? Immediately 2 servers will create. If this 2 servers to 20 servers is scale up, when the load is 80%. When the load down, when the load reduces to 20%, again 20 to 2. Clear now? That is the meaning here. You can change if you want this condition. For example, I'm giving here scale maximum I'm giving 4 only. So scale CPU utilization is I'm giving, for example, 2%. Clear now? Yeah. So scale out. So if it is a 2% more, then it will be scale out. Okay. Next, if it is a less than 20%, scale in. Scale in means reduce. Scale out means increase. Scale into 1. Understand? See, minimum 2, it will start. Default instance count is 2 minimum. And it will raise to maximum when load is increased to, yeah, 2%. Again, it will reduce scale in. It is, I mean, the option minimum maximum decided in AWS, right? They're divided. Scale out process, scale in process separately. Okay. Scale in process, If CPU utilization, definitely I can give again 2%. Okay. Okay. 3%. Hmm? Greater than 0. CPU threshold less than, yeah, my scale out is what? 2. Okay. 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 Decrease instance count by 1 and minutes 10. 10 minutes, the same load is there na. It is going to be reduced to 1 instance. Clear na? Like this. Again, so I'm going to explain. So first, here the set points are what? Default, minimum, maximum. Same like a AWS. Here we can fix the behavior. Scale out. Increase CPU utilization increasing time. My server's behavior is like this I want. If the CPU utilization is 2 greater than, increase instance count 1. Scale in. If load is reduced, CPU utilization reduce 1% below, instance count decrease 1. Clear na? Like this we are giving. So here you can give 2, 3, 4, 5 till maximum set point only. Clear na? 6 not possible here. Increase instance count by 6 is not possible. Why? Maximum I have already said 4. So this behavior, how many instances required if the load is more than, just we're defining here. Understand? Save. Or if you want, you can add a one more scaling condition also if you want. Okay, manual update, automatic update if you want. Clear na? This is what? Schedule type. So particular time, particular day, automatically servers will be spin up if you want. So if based on the scaling condition, you can create a rules, you can enable. Clear na? Hmm. Next, save. Hmm. Next is what? This is very important. My image is not Ubuntu image, right? Custom image. So let's check this image created or not. Still creating. So once it is create now, this image you can see where? Here, see all images. My images, no result. The reason still creating, right? Once creation done, you can see your image here so that you can select and proceed for next step. Okay. Wait for some time till complete this image creation process. Okay. Still creating, still creating. Okay. What I can do here. I'm just keeping Ubuntu server image. You can change later. Okay. Just exploring the options here. Next is what? Server create. I mean, whatever servers are creating, which key name? These and all cover under launch template, right? So here only we have to define everything. So creating server should be, username should be this one, and password should be, you have to mention. So whatever servers you are creating now, all servers will take this username and this password. Spot, I am not taking any spot instance. Disks, keep as is. And networking is important now. In auto scaling group, AWS also networking is very important. In which subnet inside VM should be EC2 should be created, we have to define, right? Here also same process. My see here, which subnet, custom subnet one, right or not? My end only one subnet is there, right? Your end multiple subnets, you can select a list also here. Custom subnet. See here, network interface card. I'm selecting existing network interface card. Okay. And now you can see this option is in AWS also there, right? Load balancer, existing load balancer, or create new load balancer. So application gateway, right? My is okay. So select application gateway. Which application gateway? It has to be configure this VMSS, this application gateway. Clear na? Okay, this application gateway configure to which backend? That backend only, right? Inside VM should be created. This backend. Clear na? Management, health, review and create. So before review and create, one more time, still creating. So previous, previous. Okay. Now see all images, my images. Okay. Selected. Okay. My custom image selected. Now review and create. Remaining options are keep as is. Okay. I have already selected. Validation fail. On which step? The virtual machine scale set with flexible orchestration mode does not have outbound connectivity. Please use Azure load balance or configure NAT gateway. Understand now? The virtual machine scale set orchestration mode does not have outbound connectivity. Where it is? Okay. So what it is saying? I mean, we have given Azure load balancer, right? That subnet. Huh? This one, right? This subnet not having. Let's check. Custom subnet, right? Hmm. Two subnets. This is the one. Let's try now. Okay. Otherwise, you can configure NAT gateway. Let's try now. Sorry, this is correct only, right? Then why it is referring this validation fail networking? Okay, I'll do one thing. Let's keep as is existing subnet. System will create new subnet, we can see. No. The virtual machine scale set with flexible orchestration mode does not have an outbound connectivity. Please use Azure load balancer or configure NAT gateway to on the subnet. Which subnet? Okay, I'll do one thing guys quickly. This custom subnet is there na. Let me create NAT gateway quickly. Why this is expecting like this? Create NAT gateway. East US. Next, add public IP for the NAT gateway. IP. Hmm. Next. Which network? Which subnet? Custom subnet. Review and create. Okay, just wait till create this. Okay, let's try. I think Nick got okay. Basic input. Run. Just okay. Let's try this. Learn more. Why this is coming like default outbound access in Azure? Hmm. Network interface limit. Why? Validation failed again. The virtual machine scale set with flexible orchestration mode does not have outbound connectivity. But this subnet having outbound connectivity, right? Why it is saying like this? This subnet having outbound connectivity. Yeah, if you uncheck means having outbound connectivity. Am I missing anything here? Please use an Azure load balancer or configure NAT gateway. For example, a network interface enable Azure virtual machine to communicate with Internet Azure on on-premises resources. Okay. An Azure virtual machine to communicate Internet and Azure. Oh, okay. NSG. No, NSG issue is not there. Hmm. I'm using this subnet, right? Custom subnet. So it is saying this subnet inside VMSA should create, right? We should have a default outbound access or at least NAT gateway, it is saying. But that subnet having already default outbound access. Okay, let's select NAT gateway, which I have created at least. Okay, let's try now. They should review and create. Custom app gateway. Okay, again same issue. Okay, yes, I'll see this option already 12:15, right? Why this option is okay? Please update ports and network security to allow. Okay, okay. Already there, right? 80 also there. This will allow all IP addresses to access virtual machine. Why this enable option is missing here? Okay, guys, we'll see tomorrow this option why where we are missing. Okay, so you can practice till load balancer and DNS zone today. If possible, you can try VMSS issue is what. Okay. Otherwise, I'll explain tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.